Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Right Proper Brewing Company. I'm Alexander Padro, Executive Director of Shaw Main Streets, and you're here for the Shaw Ribbon-Palooza, the quintuple ribbon cutting for Shaw bars and restaurants. We're very happy to be able to help to celebrate the Shaw dining and drinking establishment boom that has been taking place. We did a triple ribbon cutting back in September with 3 establishments along 9th Street, and now we're back to do a 5 ribbon cutting event with businesses here in wonderful Ward 1. We've been joined by Mayor Gray and Councilmember Graham, and we're going to be going to 5 establishments. We're starting here at this fantastic brew pub the community has been waiting for several years. It's been in development. We're at the Progression Place development right now. Then we're going to be going around the corner to the second of the ribbon cutting locations, Eat the Rich, which is an establishment that celebrates Chesapeake seafood and cocktails and beers that go along with them. Then we're going next door to Southern Efficiency, which is a Southern diner and a Temple 2 whiskey. Then we will move over to 725 T Street Northwest for All Souls, a neighborhood bar, and then we'll wrap up at Dunya, which is a Mediterranean, New American restaurant at 801 Florida Avenue. We are celebrating our 10th anniversary at Shaw Main Streets, and over that period of time, we've been fortunate enough to help to attract and develop about 130 businesses. And if you go on our website, www.shawmainstreets.org, you'll be able to see the coming soon list, and there are another 20 businesses there that are in the offing, and 17 of those are food and beverage establishments as well. For the past 10 years, we've been conducting surveys and asking people in the community what type of businesses they wanted to see us attract to 7th and 9th Streets, and the first year the answer was coffee shops, and then we delivered on the first independent coffee shop in the community, and then after that every single year the answer has been restaurants, 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 restaurants. So at this point we stopped doing the survey. We got the message, and we're delivering on what our community has been asking for. We're very happy also to be launching the latest edition of the Department of Small and Local Business Development's WMATA, Metrobus and Metro Rail campaign, featuring 3 of our businesses. That campaign this year features off-road indoor cycling, Mandalay, and Mandalay Burmese restaurant, and Simon Vintage, which is a home goods and furnishings shop. So watch for the passing buses to be able to see those businesses, let those businesses know that you've seen them on the bus when you go to patronize them. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of the District of Columbia, who has been a stalwart supporter of small business development throughout the city, but especially a great supporter of us here in Shaw and Shaw Main Streets. So once again, we're very happy to host the mayor and to have him in our community, and I'd like to personally thank him for all of his support and for being the type of accessible, hands-on, can-do type of mayor that the District of Columbia deserves. Mr. Mayor.
Well, thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. I want to say, first of all, how much I appreciate the work that Alex Padro has done with Shaw Main Streets. You talk about active, hands-on, and engaged. I think Alex was the one who wrote the book on being able to do that. And he not only has done an extraordinary job leading Shaw Main Streets, but he's also been a very active, engaged, involved advisory neighborhood commissioner as well. So, Alex, thank you very much for the work that you've done. How about a big hand for Alex and the work he's doing? You know, I'm also delighted you'll hear from him shortly to be able to be joined this morning by our Ward 1 council member, Jim Graham, who I know at the top of his agenda is development in the District of Columbia. And Jim, I want to thank you. You've had 4 terms now as a council member, and you're embarking on the pursuit of the next term. So again, how about a big hand for Jim Graham? You know, as was indicated by Alex, we were here just a matter of weeks ago, it seems like, to do the ribbon cutting on 3 restaurants on 9th Street, Baby Whale, Thali, and Mandalay, which now are open, and we certainly have every reason to believe are thriving in the Shaw community. And of course, the backdrop for much of this is the iconic Howard Theater, which has been here for decades, closed, reopened, closed, and now, as we think, is reopened for good. We couldn't recount. It would take us hours to recount the number of huge, great, musicians and other entertainers who have performed at the Howard Theater, and we know will be a catalyst for bringing people back to this community. Today, we are here to cut the ribbon on 5 new establishments in our community, and we are at Right Proper, which is a great term, Right Proper. They used to use that term in my neighborhood. It was like, boy, all buttoned up, right? Anyway, Right Proper, which is here where we are, Eat the Rich, Southern Efficiency, All Souls Bar, and Dunya, all of which are in the immediate area. What this really reflects, I think, is the explosion of new development that is taking place here in the District of Columbia. We launched a year ago the 5-year economic development plan, and one of the reasons for that was to be able to recognize that although there's a continuing reliance upon the federal government, we have to be able to reflect the reality that the world is changing. We always will be, in substantial part dependent upon the federal government because of the reality that we are the nation's capital. But we're also trying to expand our economy in ways where we are becoming more self-reliant. And a part of that expansion involves the hospitality, restaurant communities, so that we can take advantage of the burgeoning entertainment opportunities that exist here in the District of Columbia. You look at what's developing in Shaw. We have the O Street Market, which is just down the street, where we have a brand new grocery store. We have new housing. We have a hotel. We have affordable housing for seniors that's being developed there, which is really starting to fill out the Shaw community. Again, we are delighted that this is happening right in the core of our city. And we're delighted that more and more entrepreneurs are coming here, bringing more people to the District of Columbia, first and foremost, hopefully, to live here. That will add to our population, will add to our tax base, but also, frankly, bringing people into the city who are spending money in the District of Columbia. So as a native Washingtonian, I'm delighted to be able to be a part of this. I went to the Howard Theater many years ago and saw some great entertainers there. If I start naming those, you'll really know how old I am. But again, thank you, Right Proper, for hosting us here today, and to the other 4 establishments that will be opening today and on which we are officially opening and on which we are cutting the ribbon. So you're going to introduce Jim, or should I do that?
You can if you like.
Okay. All right. I mentioned him earlier, and please welcome the gentleman who represents Ward 1 and represents this area of the city, Jim Graham.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First off, let me say how much the mayor's attention to all of this is really appreciated. I mean, we have a mayor who acts from the heart. He also has a head. He has a mind. Thank God for that. But he moves from the heart, and he's also very deeply committed to development, and more importantly, not development, but prosperity in the District of Columbia, because all boats will lift as our economy continues to be strong. So, Mr. Mayor, thank you very much. And to Alex Padro, I was thinking about you this morning. I think about you nearly every day, but, and I was thinking if there was a single person, besides the mayor, of course, who is number 1 on this list, quite frankly, but if there's a single person who has been able to bridge ward boundaries, and you're dealing with 3 wards now. You're dealing with the best ward, number 1, but you have also 6 and 2. And, our boundaries are not important when it comes to prosperity. And with Shaw Main Streets, which represents and is part of all of that, you have really bridged those boundaries. And so another round of applause for Alex. Thank you very much. This is good. I have to give a brief commercial message for those of you who are paying attention, but the brewery pub license was authorized during my chairmanship of the Oversight Committee. Thank you very much. It was at the time, it was a bold step, but we were for it. And I also want to say that I've been a member of the Howard Theater Board in its current incarnation since the beginning, which is about 200 years. No, it's six years, I think. It's been a very long road with the Howard, but look at what's happened. And, you know, this place would not be here but for the Howard, and Mayor, you're so right to point all of that out. I see jobs here, I see prosperity, I see taxes, but I also want to see responsible entertainment. Because each of these 5 establishments, I don't think we've ever had 5 open in one day within such close radius to each other. But each of these establishments, I'm advised, have tavern licenses. They're going to be serving food, but they don't have a restaurant license, which means that they don't have to serve food. So we've got to count on each of the owners to stay responsible. Because we don't want, when I came into office, U Street was like Dodge City on any given weekend. And I mean that quite sincerely, with the amount of violence and noise and shootings and stabbings that were occurring. And we want to stay as far away from that as possible. We want that to be our ancient history. And if we have responsible purveyors of alcohol, then we'll be sure to have that happen. And I feel confident that's what we have here. You're going to do the right thing by the neighborhood. You're going to do the right thing by the city. And then all of this is simply perfect. Thank you very much.
We have one other elected official here I'd like to bring up. I always want to make sure that ANC commissioners are not the forgotten elected officials, because I'm an ANC commissioner and have been for the past 13 years. But we have Mark Morgan, who is the ANC commissioner for 1B01, in whose jurisdiction all 5 of these establishments this morning is located, if I'm not mistaken. Mark, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to Ward 1, Shaw, and just across the street from LaJoy Park. You know, I remember when I met with Thor and with Derek and Angie and David to talk about their establishments, and I was super excited to have new venues coming to this area. As Councilmember Graham alluded to, when I moved into this neighborhood about 12 years ago, it was a little dangerous. It wasn't as business friendly. And I give these individuals credit for investing into this neighborhood and into our community. And I know they're going to be good stewards of the neighborhood and to the community. They already have been with donations of their time and facilities and everything else. So we just welcome them. And I welcome Mayor Gray and Councilmember Graham here as well. So thanks, Alex.
Thank you. And then lastly, I'd like to bring up our hosts this morning, Thor Cheston and John Snedden, if you'd like to come forward.
Thank you all very, very much for being here. We are very happy to be part of the neighborhood. When John and I started talking about this, we knew we wanted to be in Shaw. We knew we wanted to be part of Shaw, not something imposed upon Shaw. And we're very proud to be here, and we plan to be here for a long time. We have a great team working for us. And in response to Councilmember Graham's concerns, our kitchen is just as big as our brewery. All right. Here's our chef, Matt Richardson. He's here getting ready for the night. And our brewmaster, Nathan, my lovely wife, Leah. And John Snedden. So thank you all very, very much to be here. We are in great company with Derek and Angie and Dave Batista, and we're very much looking forward to a bright future.
So I see Derek Brown is here, and Derek will be greeting us at our next 2 stops on the ribbon cutting tour. But now is the time to start doing what we came here for, to start cutting the ribbon. So if I could get the council members and Mark Morgan and the owners of Right Proper, we'll do the first snip.
The council is having its committee of the whole meeting, and so I'm going to have to leave directly after this, but I want to congratulate all of the other establishments, and I wish them all the best. Thank you.
We have some bigger scissors in the back if you need them.
Yeah, these things are mine.
You do. Well, hold on.